Looking at harmony functionally is the holy grail when it comes to songwriting, composition, and improvisation. The number of functions and cadences is so vast that it might seem impossible to learn them all. Let me show you a unique way of looking at harmony, where at one glance, you can see all the functions and cadences and learn how they relate to each other in no time at all. This is the map in our Composer's Guide to Tonality. Looks complicated? It's not. Mind you, this harmony map contains all possible pieces or songs written and yet to be written that are tonal. If a piece of music is tonal, it's in this map. So how does this work? Let me show you in the time it's going to take you to watch this video how the map works and how this is going to change the way you look at harmony forever. So here's a circle of fifths in C, which organizes all 12 tones in music from a C perspective. The only notes that are not in C major or C minor are D flat and G flat. Let's get rid of the G flat and change the D flat to another color because we're going to need it later on. Now we can move the notes from the C minor scale to the inside of the circle. Remember, there are 3 minor scales: natural, harmonic, and melodic. That's why B and A are also a part of C minor. If we look at the triads built on each degree, we get all possible diatonic functions in the key of C major and C minor. Now we can view it functionally. So we turn every chord into the Roman numeral that represents the degree of that note in the scale of C. By doing this, we have a set place for every function regardless of the key that we're in. For example, 5/7 is always at 1 o'clock and 4 is always at 11 o'clock. Those are all the possible functions in major and minor. And now you know where they belong in the circle. This is really important because when you see a chord in the map, its position in the circle will always be the same. The 5/7 will always be at 1 o'clock and the 4 at 11 o'clock. In tonal harmony, there are 3 regions: the tonic, the subdominant, and the dominant. The tonic is a point of rest with the least amount of tension. So we call it home. The subdominant is a transitional place with a little bit of tension, and we'll represent it as a mountain, because coming from the subdominant to the tonic is known as a plagal cadence, which is usually used at the end of church hymns, like coming from a higher ground. The dominant is the region with the most amount of tension, and we'll represent it with a boat on a rough sea. So now we can classify each function in the circle as belonging to one of these 3 regions. So these are the chords in the tonic region. Here are the ones in the subdominant region. And here are the dominants. Now we can take our original circle and split it into 3. One circle in each region that shows only the functions that belong to that specific region. And that's what mapping tonal harmony is all about. This is the basic map in the Composer's Guide to Tonality. Remember, every function will always be in the same place. The 5/7 is still at 1 o'clock, and because it is a dominant chord, it will be located in the dominant region. The 4 is still at 11 o'clock in the subdominant region. Using the guide, you can now change the view to any key that you want. So here's the map in C. The 1 is C. The 4 at 11 o'clock in the subdominant region is F. And the 5/7 at 1 o'clock in the dominant region is G7. We can now represent a 1-4-5-7-1 progression like this. And let's say we want to play it or write it in the key of A flat. I just go to the key of A flat in our guide and take the same journey around the map. A flat, D flat, E flat 7, and A flat. In our next video, we'll go into the advanced map, which explains secondary functions. So, as always, thanks for watching.